Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tearing through a whole stack of sources on personal hygiene, but we're going way beyond just basic cleanliness.
Yeah, we're really zeroing in on the routine care of the body, looking at specific techniques, the science behind them, and maybe some surprising consequences.
Exactly. Our mission here is to pull out those, really effective science-backed nuggets, the things that actually make you feel fresh, healthy, and honestly, more confident.
It's all about understanding the why. It's not just that you should do something, but why it works.
Right. Like we all hear, wash your hands for 20 seconds, but why that number? We'll get into that. We've got about 7 core types of hygiene to unpack.
And it's important context, I think, to frame this properly. Good personal hygiene isn't just nice to have. It's really fundamental. It's up there with diet and exercise for a healthy lifestyle.
That's a strong statement. So benefits for you, feeling good, but also for others.
Definitely. It's crucial for preventing the spread of germs, bacteria, viruses. It works on both levels, personal and public health.
Okay, let's get into it then, starting with maybe the first line of defense, germ control. Hands seem like the obvious place to begin.
Absolutely. Hand hygiene. The sources are pretty clear on the gold standard, soap and water, and importantly, for at least 20 seconds.
Ah, the 20 seconds again.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the nugget moment. Why isn't 15 seconds enough? Or why not 30? What happens in those 20 seconds?
Okay, so it's about 2 things happening at once. First, the soap needs time for what's called saponification. That's basically emulsifying the fats and oils on your skin where the germs like to hide.
Emulsifying.
Yeah.
Breaking them down so they can be washed away.
Exactly. And second, you need the physical action, the friction, the rubbing. That shear force, as the sources call it, actually lifts and dislodges the bacteria from your skin.
Shear force. I like that. So less than 20 seconds.
And you've likely just, moved the germs around a bit. You haven't effectively removed them. You need both the chemical action of the soap and the physical action of rubbing for that full time.
Fascinating. Okay, so friction plus chemistry equals clean hands. And the sources reminded us of the critical times. After the toilet, before and after food, after touching animals, and definitely after you cough, sneeze, or blow your nose.
Right. And it's amazing how quickly neglecting something like hand washing can affect the rest of your body. Which brings us to body hygiene or skincare.
Okay.
Did you know we have nearly 2 million sweat glands?
2 million. Seriously, that's a lot.
It really is. They're working constantly. And body odor, fundamentally, it isn't the sweat itself. It's the bacteria on your skin feeding on that sweat and also on the dead skin cells that build up.
Ah, so washing isn't just rinsing sweat, it's removing the bacteria's food source.
Precisely. Regular thorough washing removes the fuel for those odor-causing bacteria.
Now, you hear sometimes about, overwashing being too clean. Is that a thing we need to worry about here? Especially with skin.
That's a valid question. You do have a natural microbiome on your skin that's important. Using really harsh soaps everywhere all the time might strip beneficial oils, but the sources emphasize addressing the high sweat, high bacteria areas daily.
Like armpits.
Exactly. Armpits need daily washing and usually deodorant or antiperspirant because they're just prone to more sweating. And also specific practices for, say, genital hygiene are really crucial.
Okay, what do the sources say there?
For women, regularly cleaning the external vulva. For uncircumcised men, washing under the foreskin. These aren't optional steps. They're key for preventing localized infections and discomfort.
Got it. So, targeted daily washing for key areas is the baseline.
Right, which then connects to protecting others when you're unwell. The sources called this sickness hygiene or respiratory etiquette.
Yes, the coughs and sneezes. What's the proper technique if you don't have a tissue handy? Because we often just use our hands, right?
Yeah, but that's exactly what you shouldn't do. The advice is clear. Use your elbow. Cover your mouth and nose with the crook of your elbow.
Not the hand. Why the elbow specifically?
Simple mechanics. Your hands touch everything. Doorknobs, phones, keyboards, other people. Your elbow, well, it doesn't touch much. It drastically reduces the chance of spreading respiratory droplets onto surfaces.
Makes perfect sense. And if you are sick at home?
Then surface cleaning becomes really important. Regularly wiping down those frequently touched things, light switches, remote controls, your phone, handles with a disinfectant. It helps contain the illness within the household.
So it's about managing your personal space to protect others.
Okay. It connects your own body care directly to caring for your immediate environment.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about areas where the technique seems to be absolutely critical. Oral care, nail care, hair care. The micro practices.
Yes, this is where it gets really specific. Let's start with oral hygiene. The sources lay out 3 pillars, not just one.
Okay, pillar 1. Brushing, I assume.
Brushing, yes, but specifically for 2 minutes, minimum, twice a day using fluoride toothpaste. And you really need to focus on all surfaces, especially that gum line.
2 minutes. It always feels longer when you're actually doing it. Why do people struggle with the other pillars? Flossing and tongue brushing.
I think often it's because they don't grasp the immediate mechanical need. Your toothbrush bristles, no matter how good, simply cannot get into the tight spaces between your teeth. That's where plaque builds up and food gets trapped.
So flossing isn't just an extra. It does a job the brush can't.
It's non-negotiable, really. If you skip flossing daily, you're leaving plaque behind. That plaque hardens into tartar, which leads directly to gum disease, inflammation, cavities. It's a chain reaction.
Okay, flossing is essential. What about the third pillar, tongue brushing?
Also critical, especially for bad breath. The tongue surface is rough, kind of like a carpet, and it traps a lot of bacteria. Brushing your tongue daily, often just with the back of your toothbrush, many have a scraper now, significantly reduces that bacteria load.
Good tip. Okay, moving down the body. Nails. Fingernails, toenails. Keeping them clean stops dirt and germs getting underneath, which sounds obvious. But there's a specific technique detail here that prevents a lot of pain, right?
Yes, this is a real deep dive nugget, especially for foot care, trimming toenails. The absolute key is to cut them straight across.
Straight across. Not curved like fingernails.
No, do not curve the edges. And don't cut them too short either. When you round the corners, you're basically inviting the surrounding skin, the soft tissue, to grow over the edge of the nail. Then, as the nail grows forward, it pushes into that skin. That's an ingrown toenail.
Ouch. Okay, straight across. That sounds simple, but incredibly important. And sticking with feet, foot fungus like athlete's foot, the sources stressed moisture control.
Entirely. It's all about keeping things dry. Rule number 1, wash your feet daily, yes, but then thoroughly dry them. And pay special attention to the spaces between the toes. That's prime real estate for fungal infections to start because moisture loves to hide there.
So drying is as important as washing for feet.
Absolutely critical. And the prevention extends beyond just your skin.
Like what you wear.
Yeah, and where you walk. Using foot powders can help absorb moisture inside your shoes. And the big one, always wear shoes or flip-flops in shared, damp, public places. Think public showers, pool decks, locker rooms.
Because those floors are a petri dish.
Pretty much. They're ideal breeding grounds for fungi. Wearing footwear is such a simple, passive way to protect yourself.
Got it. Okay, last one of this section. Hair and scalp health. Washing frequency, what's the verdict? Daily, weekly.
It's really variable. Depends hugely on your hair type, oily, dry, fine, thick, and your activity level, how much you sweat. There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer for washing frequency.
What brushing?
Brushing, the sources say, should ideally be daily, regardless of washing frequency. It obviously helps with tangles, but more importantly, it promotes good scalp circulation.
Scalp circulation. Why does that matter for hair health?
Well, think of your scalp like the soil for your hair follicles, the roots. Good circulation means better delivery of blood, oxygen, nutrients right to those roots.
So it nourishes the follicles, makes them healthier, stronger.
Exactly. It supports overall hair health and potentially even growth. It's like tending the garden bed.
Nice analogy. Okay, and one specific thing to cover with hair. Head lice prevention. There was a checklist in the sources.
Yes. Beyond just regular shampooing, it's mostly about avoiding sharing and maintaining separation. Use your own comb, your own brush, clean the loose hair out of your tools regularly.
And avoid sharing. What specifically?
Pretty much anything that touches the head. Avoid head-to-head contact where possible, of course, but also don't share styling tools, hair accessories like clips or headbands, headphones, hats, scarves, even earmuffs. Personal items stay personal.
Right. Keep your headgear to yourself. Okay, we've covered a lot of the how-tos and the why for specific body parts. Now let's zoom out. The part I find most interesting, the real benefits. How do all these little things connect to bigger stuff, like confidence and mental well-being?
This is the so what, isn't it? Why bother with all these micro practices? Well, the sources strongly link that physical feeling, being clean, feeling fresh, being well-groomed directly to your self-image, your self-respect even.
It's like an immediate form of self-care that you can feel.
Exactly. And that boost in confidence isn't just internal. It really does translate into how you interact with the world, socially, professionally. When you feel put together, you project that. People tend to be more receptive, more comfortable around you.
It creates a positive feedback loop. You feel good, you interact better, people respond well, which makes you feel even better.
Precisely. But the connection runs even deeper into mental health itself. The sources point out something quite significant. Neglecting personal care routines is often one of the first visible signs of declining mental health.
Like in cases of severe depression or anxiety.
Yes. When someone is really struggling mentally, even basic tasks like showering or brushing teeth can feel overwhelming, like too much effort.
I could see that. But the flip side, can forcing yourself into a hygiene routine actually help manage something like anxiety? How would that work?
It's about structure and predictability. Anxiety often thrives in chaos and uncertainty. By establishing and sticking to a simple daily physical routine like the 2-minute brush, the daily shower, the careful drying of your feet, you're creating small islands of order in your day.
Little anchors of stability.
Exactly. It reduces the mental load of having to decide whether to do these things. It provides a foundational structure that can kind of stabilize your mood. Each time you complete the routine, it's a small, manageable win, and those small wins build resilience over time.
So it's not just about looking good or avoiding germs. These routines are almost like proactive mental hygiene steps, too.
That's a great way to put it. When you're actively taking these physical steps to prevent illness, colds, flu, skin issues like acne or rashes, dental problems like cavities, you're also reducing potential physical stressors that could negatively impact your mental state. It's all interconnected, holistic, really.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, before we wrap this deep dive, let's just quickly recap those general non-negotiable rules for public spaces and shared items. The sort of baseline everyone needs to follow.
Right, the essentials. Number 1, never share personal items. Towels, razors, toothbrushes, deodorant, keep them strictly yours.
And razors specifically.
If you're using disposable ones, chuck them after a few uses. Don't wait until they're completely dull. Bacteria can build up. And that rule for shared public spaces like showers or pools. Always use your own items. Wear protective footwear. Don't assume surfaces are clean.
Okay, great reminders. So we've really gone through it all. From the science behind the 20-second hand wash to specific techniques for toenails, all the way to how these routines are fundamental for mental well-being. It's a whole system.
It is. Every little piece feeds back into your overall physical health, your psychological state, your confidence.
The big takeaway seems to be good hygiene makes you feel fresh, healthy, confident, and, crucially, it protects others by preventing germ spread.
Absolutely. And as the sources kept emphasizing, this isn't a minor detail of life. It's presented as a fundamental pillar of a healthy lifestyle, right up there with good nutrition and regular exercise.
Which leads us to that final thought for our listeners.
Right. So if we accept that establishing a consistent physical routine, these hygiene habits, is one of the simplest ways to bring predictability and stability into your day, potentially reducing anxiety and boosting your mind, well, it raises a question for you listening right now. Where else in your life might a lack of routine be subtly impacting your mental state? Think about it. If these small, intentional physical habits can build a foundation for mental resilience, maybe mastering this basic routine is the easiest first step towards strengthening your overall well-being. Where could applying that principle of routine make the biggest difference for you?